we as parents, we as carers, we as leaders, because of course children and young adults look up to leaders as well, we should be multifunctional. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for visiting. If this is your first time, please feel free to subscribe and press the bell icon so that by the time we download our videos again, you'll be the first to get them. Thank you for coming back. In the last few weeks, we've been looking about training up a child in the way they should go. And when they're older, we pray they will not depart from it. This afternoon, I've got a guest speaker with me. Interesting. She's somebody that I adore. Her name is Mrs. Margaret Fajolu. She's the CEO of Imacare. She's an entrepreneur, and also she's a child of God and a minister of God. So really, I'm sure she would not tell you what she cannot vouch for. So why have I bring her here today? We're going to be talking quickly to my sister, I call her Sisimi, about coping with children that might depart. You're welcome, Ma. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. And thank you for volunteering to talk to us. What I would like to talk to you about, or what I would want you to talk to us about this afternoon is, how do we cope when we've trained up a child in the way they should go and maybe they depart from it? How do we cope?
Thank you. I know the Bible actually advises us that we should train our child in the ways of the Lord, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. But I see that the generation of this day, the millennium, especially in this country, after a while, they deviate from what you have been telling them, taking them to church all the time, especially once they're like 21. Just notice that they will tell you what they want to do, whether they want to follow you to church or they don't want to follow you to church. I have been there, and what I did at that time was not to make any fuss, but in my quiet moment was just praying and telling God that this should not happen. In a way, God needs to touch these children. God needs to find a way to draw them to himself, because yet they have been following and they know the ways they're meant to go. I mean, all the glory belongs to God. Not that even right now, all of them are going to church, but they are listening online, which means they are still connected in a way. Every time I phone and we talk about church, they will still tell me, oh, this is what pastor preached today. This is what pastor talked about on Friday. As parents, we cannot but remember to continue to pray for them. That is the only thing we can do. They mix with other people, whether they're Christians, whether they're Muslims. They will think that what you are asking them to do, you want to take their time, or you want to dominate their life, that, oh, because you go to church, you do this, they have to do that. But in a way, once we hand them over to God, He is the one that gave them to us. So we hand them over to God again, and God will take over and draw their heart back to himself. And that's exactly what I have done. And that is what I can advise anyone that find their children not wanting to hear anything about, God. We also need to try and always talk to our children. See, because as parents, you would think that your children do not know how you feel when something is not really right, or when they're doing the wrong thing. They can sense that you don't like it. They can really sense it. Because in my own case, what I normally do is remember how far we have been coming from going to church and talking about or what we had in church today, especially when we come back home. But now it doesn't have to just be only myself talking to myself. It doesn't make sense. So that way, when I'm telling them that, is actually touching their heart that, oh, that is true. That is true. So when they now listen online, what I've gone to church to listen to is what they're listening to online. So we can still communicate. We can still talk about it.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Because from what you've spoken about now, we're talking about communication. Yeah. We're talking about having a relationship with our children. Yeah. We're talking about, yes, we might have trained them in the way they should go, but sometimes might not seem so when they leave. But communication as the key. And not only communication, the other thing I picked was relationship. So in everything we do, like we've said, and like most of the video that I've done have said, we should have communication with our children. Like our sister have said, communication is important. Not only communication, we don't push our children to the stage of rebelling. Not only do we not push them to the stage of rebelling, we actually show them love. What can I say? One thing I would ask again is, when they do this thing, how did you feel? When it seemed like they've departed, how do you feel?
I felt as if, I will not say as a failure, I just felt as if, okay, what have I done wrong that I have not done right for them to actually now want to go this way? I remember my second son, I had to sit him down because he has always been the one that loves church most. But then after a while, he now picked up and said, it's not that I do not want to go to church, Mom. Sometimes the services are too long.
Praise the Lord. Thank you. What can I say? Thank you so much for speaking to us. Thank you for sharing your life with us. And like my sister has said, we need to communicate with our children. Not only do we need to communicate, we need to have a relationship. Remember, I said so in all our videos, in the 3 videos that I've shared on this, train a child on the way they should go, but remembering not to push them to rebellion. Thank you so very much for coming to join us today. I appreciate you. I'm praying that continually your children would not depart from the way that you're trained. Thank you for visiting our channel. If this is your first time of visiting, please click on the bell and visit us again. Feel free to make comments and share the video. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.